Okay, let's dive right into this. You know the feeling, right? That endless scroll. Your feed is just this wild mix of your friends, memes, and, well, ads. So many ads. It feels like literally every brand on the planet is fighting for your attention, trying to somehow turn your likes and your comments into actual sales.
But here's the billion-dollar question. Does all that engagement actually work? I mean, we're told it's the holy grail of modern marketing, but does a flurry of hearts and shares really convince you at the end of the day to pull out your wallet? That is the core question we are digging into right now.
So back in 2013, a study set out to find the answer once and for all. It literally mapped out the exact blueprint for how social media guides us on our journey, from just randomly browsing to actually buying something. You could say it reveals the secret path to our own purchases. Because here's the thing, every single purchase you make, whether it's a coffee or a car, it follows a surprisingly predictable psychological path. And this research breaks that entire path down into 4 very distinct stages. Okay, so here's the roadmap. First, you have to even know a product exists, right? That's product knowledge. Then your feelings about it have to change. That's attitude change. After that comes the really critical moment, the impulse to buy. And finally, there's everything that happens after the sale, building that customer relationship. And as you're about to see, social media plays a totally different and kind of surprising role in each one of these steps. So let's start walking down this path, beginning with just plain old awareness. How do you even find out about a new product in the first place? Well, it turns out social media's role here is absolutely massive. Just look at this number. 91%. Let that sink in. According to the study, that's how much of your initial knowledge about a product is shaped by what's happening on social media. It's not just a factor. For all intents and purposes, it's the factor. The conversation happening online basically creates your awareness from scratch. So what specific things are actually building that knowledge? Take a look at this. The number one factor, it's not some slick ad campaign. It's simply discussion about the product. It's the chatter, the comment section, the back and forth between real people. Now, seeing your friends like something is important, sure, but what really puts a product on your map is the actual conversation happening around it. All right, so now you know the product exists, but just knowing isn't enough to get you to buy it. You have to actually, feel good about it. And this brings us to stage 2, where social media doesn't just inform you, it actually starts to change your mind. And would you look at that? Guess what's at the top of the list again? Discussion about the product. It is still the most powerful force. And seeing people you know like something, still a huge influence. But notice what's new here at number 3, positive feedback. This is where those glowing reviews and all those 5-star ratings really start to shape your opinion and warm you up to the idea. So the pattern seems pretty obvious at this point, doesn't it? Discussion builds your knowledge, it changes your attitude, so it's gotta be what seals the deal in the end, right? You'd think so. But this, my friends, is where our journey takes a completely unexpected turn. Let's move on to the most crucial stage of them all, the actual impulse to buy. That split-second moment where you go from just thinking about it to actually adding it to your cart. This is where the whole game changes. And here it is, the big surprise. Remember all that discussion that was so important for the first 2 stages? Well, it turns out it has almost no direct effect on that final impulse to buy. All those comments, all that chatter, it gets you right up to the edge, but it doesn't actually push you over. It's a huge, totally counterintuitive twist. And get this, that impulse to buy is almost perfectly predictable. We can explain 96% of it. But, and this is the key, it's explained by a completely different set of factors. The things that make you click buy now are not the same things that got you interested in the first place. So what actually makes us pull the trigger? Number 1 on the list is product differentiation. At that final moment of decision, your brain needs to know exactly why this product is special or better. Number 2 is brand image. Do you trust this company? Do they seem legit? And then look at number 3, the like index. Isn't that interesting? It's not deep discussion, it's just the raw number of likes, acting as this final, simple, powerful stamp of social proof. But hey, the journey isn't over just because the package arrived at your door. There's a whole fourth stage, building a lasting relationship. So you don't just buy once, you become a loyal customer. So how does social media do that? Well, to build that loyalty, seeing your friends and family continue to like the brand is the #1 factor. It reinforces your decision, makes you feel like you made a good choice. Also key, seeing promotions for new features. And this one is fascinating. The brand's simple presence on the platform. Just seeing them around, being active and accessible, builds your confidence as a customer long after the sale. So, what does all of this mean when you put it together? It means social media marketing isn't just one simple thing. It's a complex series of targeted actions that, when done right, create this incredible ripple effect. The study itself calls this a ripple effect that boosts brand presence and awareness. And it makes perfect sense when you think about it. One person's completed journey through all 4 of these stages, well, that becomes the product discussion that starts the next person's journey. And that, right there, is the engine of viral marketing, laid out for us step by step. So what are the big takeaways here? Well, for you, as a consumer, it's realizing your path to purchase is actually pretty predictable. Discussions get you interested, for sure, but it's a unique product and a trustworthy brand image that really seals the deal. And for brands, the lesson is crystal clear. Stop thinking all engagement is created equal. You have to use different strategies for each stage. The big idea is that social media isn't a magic bullet. It's a specific set of tools for each very human step of a very human journey. And that's it. That's the blueprint for how social media actually sells to us. It's a fascinating peek under the hood of our own decision-making process. So the next time you're scrolling through your feed and you find yourself hovering over that Add to Cart button, just pause and ask yourself, which stage of the journey am I in? And what was it that really got me here?